Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Welcome to the Rocket Right Show, starring Hurricane Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar. Two busy blondes with their fingers on the pulse of all things Louisiana. Events, health, leisure, entertainment, and more. It's the Rocket Right Show. And now, here's Betsy and Kay.
And welcome to the Rocket Right Show. We're so glad that you could join us. We are coming to you from the Partners One studio, and we're so thankful that they have sponsored our studio and all of our guests for the last year. So we are celebrating our 1-year anniversary on TV, our 6th anniversary on radio, and we are so glad that you could be a part of our show and meet some of the really cool and amazing people that we get to meet each and every day. And so we are excited to bring today's show to you. You know, later in the show, we're going to be talking about travel. We're all thinking about travel. Here we are. You know, it's July. That's what we want to do. We want to think about where can I go? What can I do? And we're going to have Kathy Pickerell. She's come back, and she's going to tell us some places to go, places on a budget, places for couples, and places to go with your family. And it's going to be a lot of fun thinking about that. And then we're going to have Emma Benoit and Greg Dicharry. They're going to be talking about something that you really need to look more into, and that is My Ascension. And My Ascension is a documentary movie about Emma Benoit and her really now complete decision to help people who need some support with mental difficulties as well as suicide prevention. And when you meet her, you're going to be extraordinarily inspired by her story. And it's been made into a documentary movie, and her producer, Greg Dicharry, is here. And before they come on, we have our friend returning, our Partners One fellow member, Brad Owens with Rocket Auto Sales Service and Collision. Thank you for coming back.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Thank you so much for having me again.
So I had to wrestle you to come back because
Not quite. Not quite.
Did you really wrestle him?
I'm really teasing. I got to tell you something.
Arm wrestle,
I wanted Brad Owens to come back on the show because I want to give him a personal endorsement. I had a used car that needed to be sold. It was not in the best condition. It certainly had been really well used and well loved. And I contacted Brad. I was dreading the whole car sales, car buying experience. And I got to tell you that Brad had me taken care of with an offer to buy the car, and had me in and out in 15 minutes and gave me more than a fair price for the car. So thank you so much, because I'm personally endorsing you and your business, Rocket Auto Collision Sales and Service, located on Jefferson Highway near Parkview Baptist, if you're familiar with the Baton Rouge area. But people can also buy from you even if they're not in Baton Rouge.
Yeah, so we support up to about 150 miles surrounding Baton Rouge area where people will travel to come purchase or sell vehicles to us, collision and service. So
I did not have to post this car on Facebook. I did not have to do anything but have the car cleaned. And you and your staff, I mean, were so quick and so professional and did such a great job. I walked out with a check in 15 minutes.
Well, thank you so much for
Y'all don't
allowing
play
us
business.
the opportunity.
Y'all do business.
That's correct.
And so it was a huge relief to me. And it saved me money in insurance and everything else, because now it's off my insurance policy.
Yeah, we try and make car buying, car owning, and car selling as easy as possible.
So you had come before, and we were talking at that time that there could be a shortage of cars.
Correct, yeah.
And now there is a shortage of cars.
There totally
so tell us
is,
a little bit about what's happening in this car buying market, buying, selling,
Yeah,
whatever.
because it is crazy.
Yeah.
You drive by a car lot that
They're
is normally
empty.
packed with
Right.
cars, and there's few cars on it. And I've heard it's even, it's in the rental market too. It's hard to rent a car in some places because
Exactly.
they're volume is also down.
Correct. So exactly like you said, we talked about it last time where the market has just gotten smaller and smaller and smaller, a lot like the housing market. But it's a good time to be a buyer and a seller because as a seller, you're going to get more for your vehicle than you would at any other time. And if you are, say you were upside down or anything in your vehicle, you can now get out from under it and get in a vehicle at these super low interest rates. I mean, we're getting as low as 2.99% on used vehicles, which is just unheard of in the market. So if you can get out of that 15, 20, 22, 25% interest on a vehicle, get yourself out of it, trade it into something with 2.99%, it kind of works all around. So it's been a curse and a blessing once we figured out how we can help our customers.
And you sell a lot of cars every month.
We sell between 40 and 50 cars a month.
Which is fantastic.
Which is for a lot my size and everything we do, but we're totally happy at that level. So
I understand that car prices are up 30%, and it's mainly because the computer chips are not readily available because of
correct.
COVID. So the used cars are already here.
Yeah, the used cars are here, and while the prices are higher than they are usually, the interest rates are so low, and your trade-in's worth so much that it's really helping a lot of people get out of scenarios where they might have been in a credit scenario where they couldn't get a good interest rate, and we're able to help you with your credit, get you a good low interest rate, get you out of your vehicle and into something nicer and newer, and that's our goal.
So you're doing financing as well?
Correct.
So if somebody comes and they're looking for a car, does it matter what type of car they get? It can be any used car, you can finance anything?
We have small mini convertibles all the way to big diesel trucks, everything in between, and we can get you financed on any of them.
Wow, that's a great help. And we were talking about a few moments ago about how when you go to a car dealership, sometimes they keep you there for hours while you try to negotiate
and who
your
wants
deal.
that experience?
Nobody. I hate that. And whenever I've gone to buy a car, even when I know exactly what I want on the lot, found it on the internet, have every possible discount, it still takes hours and hours. And that's not what you do at Rocket Auto.
Not at all. I mean, we try and make the car buying and ownership experience as easy as possible because we can help you from A to Z, purchasing it, maintaining it, servicing it. If you happen to get in an accident, we can help you there too. So just making the car buying and ownership experience easy is our goal.
So as far as the service goes, are you doing basic service, or tell us a little bit about some of the services you offer if somebody says, I just need to get an oil change or I need to have my AC checked?
Exactly. We do all of that. We pre-inspect all of our used vehicles. They go through the service department. But if you're just a customer and you didn't buy a car from us and you don't want to pay those high dealership prices, we're a great alternative to go to. All our guys are ASE certified. We're a AAA shop. You can pay on partners if you're a partners member. So there's a lot of value in using your partners' dollars to keep your vehicles maintained, even your company's vehicles. Say you have 5, 6, 7 company vehicles where you're not having to spend that cash out of pocket. You can pay partners for it.
I'd never thought about that. And for people who don't know, Partners One is better barter for Baton Rouge. It's about 1,000 businesses that barter. We are Partners One members, and we have absolutely benefited in so many ways, from eating out to car repair to dentist to anything and everything. And that's how we met you.
Exactly, yeah.
Yes. And so that was a benefit. So if somebody has a little fender bender,
it
happens.
Yeah.
It
happens, and especially
with all this rain.
And in Baton Rouge, there's a lot of fender benders, and so we can do customer pay, partners, insurance, even fleet repair for big companies. So we do it all. Anything automotive you need, Rocket Auto's got you.
So people might not realize that as they're driving by your location.
And talk about the location.
Yes.
Yes, so we're on Jefferson Highway, right down the street from Parkview Baptist. If you know where that is, on the corner of Airline and Jefferson, and right next door to Tremonti's Meat and Seafood. We've been there for over 25 years, so if you haven't seen us...
Were you born there then?
I was not. I'm 30, so was not born there. But I did go to Parkview right down the street.
Yes.
Dad would make me walk to the shop, go sweep floors before we left for the end of the day, so I did grow up there.
Yeah. You did. Well, my son actually went to Parkview for a number of years, and
Yeah.
that's a great area. And it's right off of Airline Highway, which everybody knows where Airline near Segan is.
Yeah, we're
You know.
right. I mean, Jefferson's right across the street from that. So we're central to Denham, Prairieville, Hammond. It's just easily accessible. Plaquemine across the river, Lafayette. So we're able to service a lot of customers in a very broad area and help a lot of people out. So.
And so somebody doesn't have to be from Baton Rouge to come buy a car, sell a car, or whatever. I think it would be worth the drive.
We sell. It's funny. Like 8% of all our sales are from Mississippi. It's just one of those things.
You hear
we
that,
just have a big Mississippi market. So, but so it's
Well,
nice to be able
especially
to do
being
that.
that they're hard to come by these days.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, they're going to look further than in their backyard because their backyard might only have a few.
Yeah, if
a
you know
few cars
exactly what
available.
you want, you do have to look a little bit further than usual for that. And, being a certified dealership and, AAA shop, it does help us and gives us that kind of recognition of a brand that's going to take care of you.
So what are the cars that are most in demand right now, the used cars? Would it be like Honda, Toyota? Are there any particular ones that you're seeing more of a trend right now?
If I could get my hands on about 20 to 30 Camaros or any
Really?
sports cars are super hot right now.
And why do you think that is?
It's everybody wants one. I mean, whether you're 16 to 30, 40, 50, I mean, everyone has that time in their life where they're like, man, I'd love to have a sports car, a second car, things like that. So if I can get my hands on a bunch of those, I would.
Okay, so if you got a used sports car sitting around,
Bring it to
Might
me.
be-
We'll get you out in 15 minutes with a check.
that's right. Well, tell people how they can see your inventory. We only have a little less than a minute. How can people find you, get in touch with you, and see what you got?
Well, look, we're huge on Facebook, and you can go to rocketautobr.com is our website, or just type in Rocket Auto into Facebook. We're on Instagram. We're even on TikTok now.
You're
Apparently, the
TikToking.
kids-
Wow.
Yeah, so
Wow.
they've got us in the TikTok. So we're all over the internet. Pretty easy to find us, and you can just come on by, give us a call, or message us through Facebook or our website.
Well, Brad Owens, we're so glad to do business with you. I personally
Thank you.
endorse them. I can highly recommend them, and I'll even give you a cell number if they don't pick up the phone. So thank you, and we'll be right back with Emma Benoit and Greg Dicharry talking about My Ascension.
Thank you.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit louisianatravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Young women are joining a movement to educate voters. Why? The need to represent our conservative and moderate values has never been more important. The values that made our nation the superpower it is. If you work, are in college, have children, every decision made at Louisiana State Capitol and City Council meetings impacts your wallet, your home, education, student loans, and everyday life. Become informed and involved through the LFRW Young Women's Initiative across Louisiana. Public policy impacts you and your family. Check out the Young Women's Initiative by emailing lfrwregion1vp@gmail.com or call 504-382-3474. We look forward to talking to you soon.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
The Post on Church Point, a brand new event venue owned and managed by the VFW Post 3693, welcomes you to the bridal show of the future. Come out and enjoy the food, dancing, meet and greet with vendors, and win amazing prizes. Friday, August 6th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. For tickets, please visit thepostbridalshowgonzales.com or follow on Instagram. Located at 42430 Church Point Road, Gonzales. Vendor space is very limited, so hurry to secure your spot.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
You're back with the Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and we're real excited to have with us Emma Benoit and Greg Dicharry, who is the producer of the film My Ascension. And you've got a premiere coming up.
Yes.
And so we're going to show the flyer that's coming up this weekend, so we want y'all to put those dates on your calendar. It's going to be Friday the 16th, Saturday the 17th at 7 p.m., and Sunday at 4 p.m. on the 18th at Celebrity Theaters.
Yes.
We're going to talk a little bit more about that now, but I think before we really get into our discussion, we have a trailer, and I think it would be beneficial for people to see that trailer.
Yes.
And then we'll talk about it. So y'all, can we roll the trailer to the film My Ascension?
Emma Benoit is gone. Then no one has to think about her anymore. No one has to worry about her anymore. She's gone, and that's it.
911, what's that? Oh my God, my daughter shot herself. Okay, is she breathing? Yes, ma'am, she's breathing. Stay with me, baby girl, please. I want you to say now, every single time she takes a breath in. Now. Now. Now.
I didn't have a clue she was struggling.
Seeing her in ICU, she looked broken, completely.
You start thinking immediately, where did I go wrong? Cheerleader, great grades in school, popular. Not Emma.
They said I may walk or I may not. They said there's a 1% chance that I will. For as long as I can remember, I have struggled with anxiety and depression. Well, it's the first time I've ever admitted that.
There is no age that is more likely to think about suicide and attempt suicide than high school kids.
We're afraid to talk about suicide. We think if we talk about it, it's going to give someone the idea. When the reality is young people don't want to die, they want their pain to go away.
But your story will say to someone out there thinking about death,
maybe I need to pause.
I don't know if I want to put it out there for the world to see what I really have been through and what I'm going through. Ow! I just know that if it saves at least one person, or even helps one person to just stand up and be like, I have those feelings and I have those thoughts, and not to be ashamed of it, then it's worth it.
A local teen who lived to talk about her suicide attempt is sharing her story with the world.
One of the things I'm most grateful for is this new perspective I have on life. I really do see colors brighter.
If we could do a better job in training how to help each other and actually begin to empowering young people, that to me is the secret.
I'll be your biggest cheerleader, but if you tell me you're good and you're not, I'm gonna get it in your face.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have some talking to do.
I was just having so much suicidal thoughts, I would cry every day. I'm sure you understand.
Yeah, I do. I get it. It's so necessary that people understand how you're feeling.
As you know, St. James Parish lost a precious 15-year-old 10th grader.
Your pain was gone, but ours just began. You can't help but think, why? Why was I safe, but he wasn't?
We're drowning out here. We need a lifeguard to send out a raft and pull us ashore.
This is not a school issue. This is a community issue. I want you to see what you can do for suicide prevention.
Every single day I wake up and I'm like, how did I get here? But then I have to look back and remember how far I've come. To really be thankful. Maybe this is my calling, Maybe my pain and suffering can help someone else.
I have this weird feeling. It's called hope.
It wasn't an easy journey coming to faith, but I'm working on it.
So, Emma, thank you for joining us today. And so, folks just got a chance to watch the trailer for the movie, but you were 16 when you attempted suicide. Now, how long ago was that? And this movie is a documentary is now coming to fruition to help others that may be contemplating the same thing.
Yeah, it's actually really bizarre to even think back to how I was during that time, because it feels like an eternity ago, because so much life has happened since then. But yeah, I was at the very young age of 16. It was the summer going into my senior year of high school. And I mean, I can go on and on about all of the ways I used to think and how I used to feel and things like that, but that wouldn't really, matter too much, because what matters is the fact that I was that age, and I was very vulnerable and very naive and didn't understand the weight of what my emotions could, take me to. I was unaware of mental health as a whole. I had never even really heard those two words together before, mental health. I had never heard of that. So for me, being someone who, on the outside appeared like everything had it all together, and, my parents were happily married, I made good grades, I was a varsity cheerleader, et cetera, I didn't feel justified in my emotions. I didn't feel like they belonged to me. So with that, I never wanted anyone to see that. So I sheltered it, and I kept it from the most important people in my life, who would have been the ones to, break me out of that and help me through that. I kept them away from it. So, and you could say that was because I was 16, but I don't really necessarily think it was because of my age. And so having all that happen at 16 and now being 20, turning 21 next month, it's honestly bizarre. Like, there are no words, because it feels like I said a lifetime ago.
Well, you've done a lot since that time.
Yeah.
And especially in putting this documentary together to create that awareness for others who may be feeling that same way, to reduce the chance that they try suicide. And I know, Greg, you produced the documentary, but talk a little bit about how y'all met and connected and decided to do this film.
Sure. So I work in the mental health field with young people. I have for the last 14 years running a national youth program, and had been in film years ago in Los Angeles, and then due to my own mental health struggles, kind of got out of that field and got into the mental health field. But I had done a previous film with a guy, Kevin Hines, called Suicide, The Ripple Effect, and we were doing a big premiere event here in Baton Rouge, and this was a little over 3 years ago. My sister had come across Emma online, where she had started a website and a blog, and using her story to try to help other people. And I reached out and to see if she wanted to be on the panel after the film. You saw a little clip of it in the trailer.
Right.
There's a little scene of it, which is her first time telling her story, which is in my Ascension in front of like 500 people, in a big theater.
It takes
and
a lot of courage.
Oh yeah. It was really powerful. So I mean, we met, and I had brought my camera. We thought about maybe doing like a public service announcement type of thing, but had no intention of doing another film. But just getting to know her story and really her passion and heart for wanting to use her story to help other people, and then also the fact that in working with young people with mental health challenges for so long, really saw the power that Emma's story could really have in helping other young people. Because unfortunately, there's so many more Emmas out there that are maybe contemplating it, or or have attempted, or whose parents have no idea that they're struggling. And so really it's a film for teens and young adults, but really for parents and families as well.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I know it's been a while in the making, but what a time to come out with that, because I feel like after 2020, it was such a hard year for teens and young adults. They had their life changed totally. They weren't, feeling any hope for a long time, just the country around the world.
And their support systems were disrupted because there was no more
life
school
was not
or social.
normal, even at that. And I did see some statistics that really in the last 2 years, even before that, the incidence has increased in teen suicide.
Yeah, and the numbers really lag, but there's some recent studies that came out that said based on emergency room visits for young people that have attempted suicide, it went up 60 to 70% for teenage girls. So it's really that population, and like you say, they don't have those social connections. They're more, during the pandemic, more into the probably social media and not really connecting with people. So it's definitely a prime time for the message of it out there.
Do you think that social media has put pressure for people to feel, young people especially, that they're not enough and they're measuring up against others' perfection as it looks on social media? Do you think that that's fed into the anxiety and depression about not being enough or not having it together, compared to when social media wasn't as dominant?
I can answer that question, absolutely. I know for me personally, and I can really only speak for myself, but I do know for me personally that social media played a huge role in the fact of comparison, right? So I would look at social media to see what they had, see what they were wearing, see what they were doing, this, that, the other, and it really, little by little, it chipped away at my self-esteem and my self-worth, and I'm seeing that more regularly, especially nowadays with all the social media platforms that we have now. I'm just seeing that it's really taking a toll on young girls in particular's self-esteem, really.
Well, we are going to have y'all hang over with us because there's so much to talk about. So y'all stay put. We've got more with Emma and Greg after the break.
My biggest concern was my family and being able to see me come home every day and know everything is going to be okay. I felt comfortable that I was being treated by some of the best. There were some scary points along the way, but it's just kind of been a little blip in the road.
Money, wellness, fun. Rocket Right Radio takes you all across Louisiana and the nation with guests who live life to the fullest.
I'm Hurricane Betsy Barnes.
I'm Dr. Kay Solar.
You're gonna love it.
Join us every week when we cover
everything under the sun.
Live and learn with the Wright sisters.
Politics,
health,
music and entertainment,
local agnet.
Rocket Right Radio. You're gonna love it.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Cade Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Cade Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
The Post on Church Point, a brand new event venue owned and managed by the VFW Post 3693, welcomes you to the bridal show of the future. Come out and enjoy the food, dancing, meet and greet with vendors, and win amazing prizes. Friday, August 6th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. For tickets, please visit thepostbridalshowgonzales.com or follow on Instagram. Located at 42430 Church Point Road, Gonzales. Vendor space is very limited, so hurry to secure your spot.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Young women are joining a movement to educate voters. Why? The need to represent our conservative and moderate values has never been more important. The values that made our nation the superpower it is. If you work, are in college, have children, every decision made at Louisiana State Capitol and City Council meetings impacts your wallet, your home, education, student loans, and everyday life. Become informed and involved through the LFRW Young Women's Initiative across Louisiana. Public policy impacts you and your family. Check out the Young Women's Initiative by emailing lfrw-region1vp@gmail.com or call 504-382-3474. We look forward to talking to you soon.
There's a joy of life you'll find only in Louisiana. A spirit of celebration that takes your senses places they've never been before. Where expressions of joy are an art form and our way of life. Where an abundance of good food, good times, and great music means there's more than enough to go around. Come one, come y'all. Come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm John Goodman, inviting you to visit louisianatravel.com and plan your getaway today.
Rocket Right Show. I'm Dr. Kay Solar in the house with Hurricane Betsy Barnes, and we're continuing our discussion with Emma Benoit and Greg Dicharry about the documentary My Ascension and Emma's mission to reduce suicides in young adults like herself. So let's go ahead and tell people again about the premiere, because that is coming up this weekend. So we've got Baton Rouge.
Yes.
And tell us, where is Celebrity Theaters? And you have multiple showings there.
Yeah, so Celebrity Theaters, the Baton Rouge 10, it's a beautifully remodeled theater off of George O'Neill Lane, and we're going to be doing 3 screenings on Friday night at 7 p.m., Saturday night at 7 p.m., and Sunday at 4 p.m. All of those screenings are going to be followed by a conversation, discussion with Emma and myself. Big suicide prevention, mental health advocate Tanja Miles, who's here locally and who's also in the film. Some other great, folks. Kevin Hines is going to be there Saturday and Sunday, who's the gentleman I mentioned earlier, who I did the film with, Suicide: The Ripple Effect. So we're selling tickets to that through our website. So I'm sure we'll put that up there, but it's myascension.us.
Yes, and that's up on the screen, myascension.us, and so you should get your tickets in advance.
Yes.
And you also have some other screenings in areas around the state coming up as well. Do you want to mention that? or just
Yeah.
go to the website? What's the best way? I bet you're going to have a whole bunch after this one.
Yes, we are.
I really hope so.
And we're probably going to have some more here locally in this area, maybe in Ascension or more at the Celebrity. But we're having one on the 21st of July in Houma. And then another one that's going to be a little ways from home, but that's going to serve the river parishes areas out there. So if you go to our website, you can get information on those.
Great, because
We're
we've
gonna
got
see if we
listeners
can't-
from all those areas, and
Yeah.
we'll want to make sure and spread the word on that.
That's right. And it would be a great idea for any teenagers, young adults, or parents or family members. And if you say, gosh, I don't think I want to take them to the movie because they already have some anxiety and depression, this would be the time to bring them, to have the discussion, to open up what it is they don't want to talk about.
Exactly.
With people that can connect them with resources. This is really the key to helping people who want to not share how much they're hurting.
Right, and that was a big point of it is really how utilize the film and Emma's story as a conversation starter, really to enhance suicide prevention efforts in communities, around the country and the world. Because we've had a lot of virtual screenings already, like advanced screenings with some communities. Colleges have hosted, behavioral health organizations, other nonprofits, and just to really spark, that conversation is the big piece of it.
Yeah, I would definitely encourage, if you are a parent and you're nervous about bringing your teen because it's something that you guys have never talked about, or it's something that's still pretty taboo in your home, I would encourage you. You are the perfect person to come, because I think that just by seeing the documentary film, not even really hearing from myself or any of the other panelists, I think it would really be a great tool to use when trying to bring up this topic, because it is still very taboo. And I know that parents, right, you're scared because you don't want that reality for your children. I mean, that makes perfect sense. So why would you want to bring up something like that to your child? But this film really does a great job of making it just a normal conversation like you would have about anything else.
And your children, your teenage children, young adults and others, we are all going to end up dealing with the issue of suicide. We all know someone who has committed or attempted suicide. And so the best way for us to prevent this is to talk about it and to be open and to seek help and relationships that matter. And this matters.
Well, and I think a lot of times parents, they don't know what's going on. They feel like everything is fine.
Yeah.
And then they're shocked, and then they beat themselves up that they didn't know that was, happening. And I just feel like with what all we've all gone through as a country in 2020, I think everyone is a little bit more aware of how their children are feeling, how their parents are feeling. I think that they know that it's a big issue and that they've got to address it. And when you look at the statistics, and I know that I believe it's like the second cause of death in young adults from like 10 to even 24. I mean, a range of young people.
And it's if you crush the numbers, which are kind of lagging from when they come out, but 20 young people a day in the U.S. under 25 die by suicide. So that's pretty mind blowing. If anything else was taking that many young people, there would be a huge
there would be,
up in arms and things like that. But one of the things we like to say is around. One of the main causes, or the main cause of suicide for any age, is hopelessness. So it's like we say we're on a mission to eradicate youth hopelessness. So if we can do more and not just address it when a young person already reaches that critical point of thinking about taking their lives, but if we're creating that awareness before, so when they first start maybe having thoughts of not feeling okay, they know it's okay to reach out. They have resources. They have peers that can all connect and
they know how to control those and feel those emotions themselves, because that was something that I struggled with. Was I knew that I had people that I could go to. I knew that there were people out there that would support me regardless of what it was, but I just was so ashamed of having those feelings. So if we could just put it out there that it's nothing to be ashamed of, and that is a perfectly human thing that we all go through as human beings, is suffering and struggling, then it'll be a lot more of a lighthearted topic, I think, when approaching, someone's mental health.
And I think a big thing of addressing it in school. So as part of the film, you'll see Emma works to bring Hope Squad, which is a national suicide prevention program, a peer-to-peer school-based program to Louisiana, which you'll see in the film. But those types of things that schools can do, and that's kind of one of our missions with the film, is we will hope that more Hope Squads will get established in other parts of Louisiana, because this was the first one that was brought to Louisiana in Letcher High School. But having those kind of concrete things that young people can get involved with, and that parents and school administrators and others can support the young people, because ultimately, in order to make a big impact in reducing youth suicides, you have to get youth involved.
Right. So maybe you need some connections with some of the superintendents of the school systems who might want to bring the film in to share, and then students would have the opportunity voluntarily to come watch the film.
Yeah, that'd be fab. I think that'd be phenomenal, honestly, because at least for me, I know that the targeted audience for me personally is school-age kids, and schools in particular, because I know that is obviously where most youth are throughout the day. And especially now that schools are starting to open back up again, I think it would be perfect timing to put something like this in front of the students and, spark this type of conversation. And even, pipe dream, they get a Hope Squad, right? Like, that would be amazing, because the Hope Squad in Letcher has really done wonderful things, and it really works. Like, having that Hope Squad program really does make a difference. So.
And we're going to have to share about that more. We'd love for y'all to come back and share more about that. And so you may have also seen Emma on Red Table Talks with Jada Pickett Smith and her mother and daughter.
Yeah.
And your story was so touching, it made them cry.
Yeah.
So hopefully that'll bring national attention.
Yeah.
And since your story began here, we're just so grateful that you're doing all that you are to try and help students in Louisiana. But I do hope this goes national.
And that's what we say. This is a Louisiana made film. Louisiana girl, other families that are involved, and unfortunately children didn't survive their suicide attempts. A lot of Louisiana professionals, but it's really a Louisiana film, but really made for a national audience. So Emma's already starting to do a lot of traveling, like I was on the phone with a school district today in Florida in the Panhandle that wants her to come out and show the film and talk to their students. So it's definitely something that's much needed, and particularly now that things are starting to open up and can do these in-person things, it's really needed to bring communities together to kind of watch the film and have these kind of conversations.
So your story is a huge inspiration, but you also work. You have just taking not only just this movie and taking it and bringing a national audience to suicide prevention, but tell us a little bit about your life right now. We have about a minute or so, and I want to know what you're doing now.
Well, I actually, up until today, was employed at Baton Rouge Parents Magazine, doing some admin work for them, but I've today decided that I wanted to go both feet into this film stuff, because it is my passion, and it is what I thrive most doing, but my boss has been so gracious to let me still come to the office, use that space, so that way I don't have to be isolated in my house doing stuff for the film. So I have a job. Technically, I do a lot of stuff for the film these days, and I have a lovely boyfriend who I'm very in love with, and we just moved in together, and things are great. We're going to be bringing our puppy in soon, so overall my life is really great.
Well, and it shows on you.
Oh,
I mean, you glow. You really, truly glow. And there's going to be a lot of lives that you touch and save. And I think that you are just a huge source of hope. For all of us. I mean, for all of us, you really are. So we're really thankful that you would come and share your story and be so candid and so open about something that is so difficult for people to talk about. And Greg, I'm so glad that you decided to latch on to this and put your talent and energy into it.
Well,
it's really a gift.
Much. And we appreciate y'all shining light on it, and all the great work y'all do to shine light on causes like this. So it's awesome.
Well, we are going to have you back.
Great.
And we will be at the premiere.
Oh, yay.
So,
That'll be so amazing.
So we want to help promote that. And so thank you for being with us.
No, thank you for having us.
Of course.
We
absolutely.
really appreciate it.
Sure.
We would love to come back too.
And we're going to be right back, so hang tight with us. We're going to talk about world travels with Kathy. Kathy Pickerell will be with us. And we're talking about some fun places to go. Hang with us.
Yeah, we would love to.
Hi, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris of Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, conveniently located off the I-12 corridor in Walker and Albany. If you suffer from sciatica, migraines, or other pain conditions, give us a call to see if we have a technique that best fits you. We have multiple techniques, including chiropractic adjustments, massage therapy, dry needling, rehab, and much more. Again, I'm Dr. Ron McMorris with Elite Chiropractic in Livingston Parish, Walker, and Albany.
At Hightower Dental Concepts, we take a compassionate approach to family dentistry. Our goal is to make your dental experience comfortable and informative so you can make the best dental care decisions for you and your family. We're welcoming new patients to our dental family at Essen & Perkins, and we look forward to meeting you soon at Hightower Dental Concepts. Call us today at 769-0031 or request your appointment at info@dentalconceptsbr.com.
Some call it joie de vivre, the joy of life. In Louisiana, it's our way of life. From music that shakes up your senses to food that wakes up your palate. That joy vibrates in every note we play and spices up every meal we serve. So come live life to the fullest. Come one, come y'all, come feed your soul in Louisiana. I'm Sean Ardway, inviting you to plan your trip at louisianatravel.com.
Since the early 1800s, the Selassie family has played a significant role in the retail industry in Louisiana. Stuart Selassie has achieved the Certified Diamond Graduate designation from the prestigious Gemological Institute of America. What that means to you, whether it's appraisals, design, build, repair, or diamond sales, you have an expert you can count on. At Selassie's, you make all the right choices. Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, in the heart of the Denham Springs Antique District. Find them on Facebook.
Whitetail Properties is not your average real estate company. Land specialist and MSU alum Jeff Taylor in Mississippi and LSU fan realtor Kay Taylor have teamed up. Their sole purpose is uniting buyers and sellers of recreational land. If you're interested in hunting, ranch, investment, and timber properties, Whitetail Properties experts have the right real estate for you. Call Jeff Taylor, 601-248-9433, or Kay Taylor, 225-719-0495, or visit whitetailproperties.com.
Visit one of our 21 state parks all over Louisiana.
Let's go to the state park. There are 21 of them, you know. And state parks have biking and hiking, tubing, and we can even ride horses. Or we can go exploring and even swim by a beach. They have cabins, really nice ones, with long fishing piers.
Don't forget to tell them about the discounts.
Oh yeah, book 3 nights and we get the 4th night free.
Great job.
Thanks.
Louisiana State Parks, we're ready for your adventure.
I had a meeting with Dr. Barfield and it kind of just hit me. It probably is cancer. After the surgery, I wasn't scared anymore. I was looking forward to getting started with chemo. Not one time did I get a nurse in a bad mood. I was here for 5 hours at a time and I did not dread coming. To get people from around the country to come to Baton Rouge, that says a lot right there. That this place is cutting edge.
And you're back with Rocket Right. I am Hurricane Betsy Barnes here with Dr. Kay Solar, and we are so thankful that our longtime friend Kathy Pickerell has come to tell us about where we want to go and what we want to do and all the good deals for families and couples, because you always have, so I call her and she texts me back, I'm in St. Lucia. Do you need anything? It's like, yeah, I need to be with you in St. Lucia. That's what I need to be.
You could have. I could have fixed you up. She could have fixed you up, man.
So you've really got some good trips coming up. You got some cruises, some other stuff. Tell people what they need to be doing and where they need to go.
Oh my goodness.
That's a big question.
That's a wide open world.
I mean, we need a chalkboard.
That's right. That's right. It used to be that if you had a passport, the world was your oyster and it was open to you. And now it's like, where can I go? So that's kind of what we do. We tell people where they can go. In fact, I love telling people where to go and how to get there. But
well, let's talk about a few of the restrictions too, because there's some things to think about. You can't just have your passport and go. So what is the current travel guidelines? I'm sure it depends on where you're going.
Right. Well, if you want to go international. I don't care.
Get a pencil and a piece of paper. She's going to run down the list.
I don't care where it is. You've got to have a passport, and we're backed up still. So it's taken about 2 months. You don't know how many vacations I've had to cancel, reschedule, because people didn't have their passports, even when they put a rush on it. But some of the things they need to know is other countries have restrictions. Get a travel agent, because that's one of the things that we try to keep up with. And it's always changing. It's a very fluid situation.
Right.
But you got to know where you can go. You know, my own son thought that he was going to go to Canada and do business, and I'm thinking, where have you been?
Right.
They're closed. Their border's still closed.
Right. It's like, what do you mean? I've got a passport. No, I don't think you understand. We need to have a conversation.
Yeah.
So know where. One of my agents is in England right now visiting a new grandbaby. She did everything she needed to do, but she's still quarantining for 14 days there.
Wow. And you're going to need a COVID test before you go within 72 hours.
When she gets there, is it still like in some of the countries where you have
in
to
a
quarantine at
home
an
or
airport?
apartment or hotel, but it has to be an approved property. But yeah, you do. And it's self-quarantine, but there's huge fines if you break that quarantine. So,
so you have to plan a long vacation.
Yes, yes.
I'd hate to be stuck in another country with great food all by myself for 14 days. Gosh,
I
that
had
would
a
be
group of
horrible.
doctors who wanted to go to St. Andrews.
Yeah, I would love
the
that.
famous golf course in Scotland, and it was for next month, and I went, that's not happening either. So it is important to work with somebody that keeps up with what's going on right now, because we've had to cancel, reschedule an awful lot of things because borders didn't open when they were supposed to.
And when they're having these countries that are having the 14-day quarantine when you're there, is that for vaccinated and unvaccinated?
Yes.
Regardless.
Yes.
So what are the countries that are open that you can go to?
Iceland, if you're fully vaccinated. Greece, Croatia. Those are doing a bang-up job right now in tourism. There's other parts of Europe that are opened. A lot of South America is open. So we've been booking trips to, those countries. Caribbean, mostly, because the Caribbean is open. Most of them require that you have a COVID test before you go. And, of course, everybody coming back into the U.S. has to have one prior to returning.
So you don't have to be vaccinated for some of the places. You just have to have a negative COVID test.
Iceland's one of the countries, though, that has said fully vaccinated within 14 days of arrival. So, and most of them also want this travel authorization form that you have to fill out. It's basically an affidavit saying that you haven't come in contact with anybody with it, and that you're healthy, you're not running a fever, no symptoms, etc. But I've had so many COVID tests, y'all. I mean, because I'm going somewhere.
A hole from your nose to the back of your
it feels
head?
like that chip is implanted in my brain at this point. But I mean, I travel almost every month, so that's a lot of tests.
So what are some of the trips that you're booking right now that people need to really consider?
A lot of the Caribbean, Europe in the future. I'm trying to stick with countries that I know are open, because I don't want to have to redo it.
Right.
Mexico, a lot of Central and South America, Costa Rica. I'm booking an awful lot of Costa Rica right now.
I would like to go to Costa Rica. I have not been. I think I would love it.
It's gorgeous. It's just a beautiful place.
Yeah, I have heard that.
A lot of
so
ecotourism.
are you booking individual trips or just group trips?
Everything. We book all 7 continents, everywhere in the continental U.S., wherever you can go. And people say, well, now I want you to send me someplace safe. And I have to shake my head and go, I'm not booking any of those countries in and staying. So every place I book is safe.
So are you seeing more people wanting to just travel domestically, or are you seeing the surge come back just like it was before for trying to go international?
It never stopped in the Caribbean, ever. I've watched, 100% of my Europe business just dissipate. They are doing an awful lot of national parks. The problem with that is, because that's what's on everybody's radar, it's hard to find availability, especially in the summer months.
Right.
And some of my family resorts, especially if they were in U.S. territories, like the Virgin Islands, for example, I couldn't get anything booked this summer.
Wow.
All gone. Because people didn't need a passport. And somehow they felt more confident, I think, staying in the continental U.S. So, well, not, you know what I mean.
I mean, yes, that's over the water. I don't feel like it's staying on land.
But yeah, it's because it's a U.S. state. They don't have a passport or a U.S. territory. It's made that come back. I'm seeing a surge in Hawaii right now.
Really?
Yes, they were locked down so tight for, gosh, the longest time until this past spring, and now that it's open, people are wanting to go there.
So what about destination?
In Alaska.
Oh, a lot of people are going to Alaska.
We got around the Jones Act that had to stop in Vancouver or in a foreign port, and they've gotten an exemption right now, so they're able to sail from Seattle and just do Alaska.
And there's a lot to do in Alaska.
There is.
So what about destination weddings? Are you booking many of those?
Yes. In fact, I'm going to be planning my own son's really soon, which is very exciting. I know.
And what's the destination?
Mexico. It's his happy spot. He grew up there. It's quick. It's easy. It's so affordable.
So Cancun, Cozumel, which areas are you?
Riviera Maya, which is south. Mm-hmm. But I'm also booking a great new area that's 25 minutes north of the airport. One is Playa Mujeres, and the other one is Costa Mujeres. Seeing a surge in travel there. People that don't want to go to Cancun, or they've been to the Riviera Maya maybe, especially in the summer when the whale sharks are migrating, which is a great excursion. So yeah, I'm doing a lot of destination weddings because they didn't get to last year.
Right.
Yeah.
And then you had mentioned about a couple of resorts that do cater, and we're going to have you come back and talk more about it, cater to special needs children.
Yes.
Those that are on the spectrum.
Yes.
The autism spectrum.
Yes, I have a niece that is autistic. She's got Asperger's, high functioning, but, she has some quirks. And she's kind of proud of those. But Beaches is the only certified resort that deals with children on the spectrum. And yeah, I'd love to talk some more about that because traveling with children with special needs is a whole thing in and of itself.
It is. And so how can people reach you so they can plan a fabulous trip?
Very easy. WorldTravelsWithKathy.com online. My Facebook
and that's
page.
Kathy with a K.
Kathy with a K. World Travels with an S. On Facebook, either World Travels with Kathy or Kathy Pickerell, or 225-279-0135. So for a good time, call.
We're going to be calling because, we like to have a good time. But thank you so much, Kathy, for being with us.
It's always my pleasure. It's always fun to talk about this.
We're so glad you could be here. And just remember, if you're going to rock it, make sure you rock it right and travel.
Are you a business owner that could use just one more customer? Those empty tables, vacant appointments, idle employees, and expired merchandise are missed opportunities. What if there were a community that connects you to high-value and motivated customers, giving you a competitive edge in the marketplace and increasing your revenue? Introducing Partners One. You keep doing what you do best, taking care of your customers, and we'll do what we do best, sending you new customers to take care of. Call us today to find out how Partners One can work for your business.
Rock It Right with Betsy Barnes and Dr. K. Solar is brought to you by these generous sponsors. Partners One, better barter for Baton Rouge and beyond.
Mary Bird Perkins, Our Lady of the Lake Cancer Center, Selassie Jewelry and Fine Gifts, Advantage Health Solutions with Dr. Boyd Michael Helm, Hightower Dental Concepts with Dr. Leah Larson, City Group Hospitality including City Pork Brasserie and Bar, City Pork Catering, City Slice, City Taco, Rouge Creole, and Beau Soleil.
Talent 360 Consulting with Vicki Little. Jeff Taylor, Realtor and Forester with Whitetail Properties. The 3rd Street Songwriters Festival. Elite Chiropractic with Dr. Ron McMorris. LouisianaIsATrip.com. Take one. Thank you for making our show possible.